Welcome to Smart Income Masters, where we help you make money smarter. You're here because you're serious about figuring out how to really make money online. We got this interesting video transcript you shared, promising a straightforward, no BS guide. So today, our mission is to really break down that framework. We want to give you the solid knowledge you need to, navigate the whole online earning thing effectively. If getting that clarity and some actionable steps sounds good, make sure you hit subscribe now so you don't miss our future deep dives.
Yeah, it's quite something. The creator of this guide, yeah, he had massive success in traditional business way back before the internet really took over everything. And then he basically had to start from scratch online, reinvent himself completely. That whole journey, with the big wins, but also the inevitable failures, it gives his advice a lot of weight, I think.
Definitely. And his core message seems to be about commitment,
Yeah.
right? Setting realistic expectations.
Exactly. He's upfront about it.
Yeah.
Says you need to commit 6 to 12 months to build something real. It cuts through all the hype you usually see.
Okay, so he lays out this online wealth wheel. Stage one is no side hustle. And the stat is pretty stark. Over half the people interested just never start.
Yeah, 55%. It's
Yeah.
huge. And you have to ask why.
What do you think stops them? Is it just overwhelm?
I think that's a massive part of it. There's just so much information out there. And a lot of it's, well, misleading or contradictory. It causes paralysis.
So the guide's advice for beginners is spot on. Filter the noise. Find something that actually fits your skills, your budget, what kind of time you have.
Right. If you already know video editing or design, maybe start there. Offer those skills.
Precisely. That's a direct path if you have those skills. Coding, setting up community platforms, things like that.
And if you don't have those specific skills, or maybe you just don't want to work directly with clients,
Then product-based businesses are the alternative, he suggests. And he touches on this interesting idea of selling online without holding inventory yourself. That lowers the barrier quite a bit.
Okay, so moving on. Stage 2. Running a failing side hustle. Earning less than, what, $50 a month? Yeah, less than $50. And apparently, about 28% of people trying are stuck right there, which is frustrating, obviously.
And his point here is a bit maybe controversial. He says it's usually not the method that's broken.
Right. He argues it's more often about a lack of consistent effort. People just aren't sticking with it long enough.
Is this that shiny object syndrome people talk about, jumping from drop shipping one week to, I don't know, print on demand the next?
Exactly that. Chasing the newest trend, Amazon KDP, social media agencies, stock trading, whatever's hot, without giving any of them a real shot. He uses that analogy, like miners digging and giving up right before they hit the gold. All that initial effort just wasted.
So what's the fix for being stuck in stage 2?
Well, the advice is pretty blunt. Recognize you're doing it, pick one method that looks promising, and actually commit to it. Forget finding the perfect thing. Find something relatively simple to start, but crucially, something that can scale up later.
And for people without those high income skills we mentioned,
He strongly pushes towards e-commerce, just because the potential income ceiling there can be quite significant.
okay, e-commerce. But isn't setting up a store complicated? The guide mentions using AI.
Yeah, he recommends a really streamlined way in, using an AI tool to actually build the initial store. It avoids a lot of the tech headaches. Apparently, there's a free tool where you pick your niche like fashion or tech or pets, whatever, and the AI suggests products it thinks could be winners and designs a pretty professional-looking storefront for you.
And it connects with a major e-commerce platform.
Yeah. Integrates directly. And he mentioned getting a 3-month trial for just $1 a month through his link, which makes starting really accessible.
Okay, so the store's up. But getting sales, that's the real challenge, right? Why people often quit e-commerce.
That's a huge hurdle. Inventory, shipping, fulfillment. It's a lot to handle. So the guide points to using automated order fulfillment. There are tools for this. They let you import trending products, they handle updating prices and pictures, and importantly, they ship directly to the customer. So you, the store owner, never actually touch the inventory. Takes a huge load off. He does mention, full disclosure, that the specific tool he likes is a long-term supporter, but the concept is the key takeaway.
Right, automating the back end. And for getting those first customers, he suggested something free.
Yeah, basically making simple videos about your products for popular short-form video platforms. Just showing the product, talking about it. He gave an example, if a video got 100,000 views and even just 1% converted on a $10 product, well, that's $10,000 in revenue right there, hypothetical. But it shows the potential of free traffic.
So the path out of the failing stage is Choose a simpler, automated e-commerce model, commit, launch fast, and then really work on driving that traffic.
Exactly. Which leads us to stage 3, running a successful side hustle. This is where you're actually making decent money, say, over $50 a month. But only about 16% of people making any money online get here. And the guide really defines success in this stage as reaching that, like, $10,000 plus per month mark.
Okay, so a much smaller group. What separates them? What are they doing differently? The guide mentioned 4 key steps.
Right. 4 crucial shifts. First one, stop trying to sell to everyone.
Ah, the niche down idea. Casting a wide net doesn't work so well online.
Apparently not. It often leads to 0 sales because your message is too generic. The advice is to get really specific. Define your ideal customer. Like, actually write it down. How old are they? What are their interests? What problems do they have? What kind of content do they consume? It's like talking directly to that one person.
Makes sense. What's the second step?
Consistency, again. But maybe even more critical here. That initial burst of motivation fades, especially if you don't see huge results immediately. But consistent daily action, even small things, is what builds momentum. The guide suggests simple daily tasks. Post content about your product, engage with comments and DMs, maybe test different product photos or descriptions. Just keep showing up.
Okay, consistency. Number 3.
Show, don't just tell. This is about marketing.
Yeah.
Other people just list features, but they don't communicate the value. He used the example of selling, like, custom gaming controllers. Just showing gameplay footage isn't enough.
Right. You need to see why it's better.
Exactly. You need to show the controller itself, point out the extra paddles or the trigger stops, then explain how that helps faster reaction time, gives you an edge. Compare it directly to a standard one. Customers need to clearly see the product, understand why it's different, and immediately grasp the benefit to them. Otherwise, why buy?
Clear value proposition. Got it. And the 4th step.
Build trust with social proof. This is huge, especially if your brand is new. Nobody wants to be the first customer, right? Think about it. Would you buy a fitness program if there were 0 testimonials or before and after pics? Probably not.
Good point. So how do you get social proof when you're starting out?
Practical stuff. Order your own product. Film an unboxing video. Ask friends or family to buy it and give an honest review video or written. And crucially, show real people using your products. Get away from just using slick stock photos. People have been burned by online shopping before. They need reassurance they'll get what they expect.
Okay, those 4 steps sound critical for reaching stage 3 success. That brings us to the final stage, stage 4.
Yeah, stage 4. The elite side hustle. This is the top tier. Less than 1% of people get here, according to the guide.
Less than 1%. Wow. What's the secret sauce there? What defines this elite group?
One main thing, reinvesting profits.
Ah, so instead of taking the money out and spending it.
Exactly. The common trap is you start making some decent money online and immediately you upgrade your car or go on fancy holidays. The elite group understands the power of using money to make more money. They put it back into the business.
The guide mentioned stock market investing, but also said maybe that's not the first place to reinvest.
Right. While investing is good long-term for someone actively building their own business, the guide argues the best initial investment is usually right back into that business because you have control over it.
So how do you reinvest effectively in your side hustle? What specific things?
3 key areas he highlighted. First, upgrading your tools. Maybe you started doing things manually, but once sales pick up, invest in software or tools that save you time and automate processes. Second, getting more customers. This means investing in marketing, maybe testing paid ads, creating better content, perhaps working with some small influencers in your niche, more traffic, more sales. And third, outsourcing small tasks, things you don't have to do yourself. Maybe hiring someone from a freelance platform to design a logo or paying a friend to film some product videos frees you up for the important strategic stuff.
So it's really about adopting that reinvest first mindset early on. That seems to be the key differentiator for reaching that top 1%.
That's the core idea. Create that positive feedback loop. Earnings fuel growth, which leads to more earnings. It's how you break away from the pack who gets stuck at the lower levels.
Okay, well, there you have it. A pretty intensive deep dive into this framework for actually making money online. We've gone from why people don't start, through the struggles of the failing hustle, the key steps for success, and finally, the mindset of those elite earners. I think the biggest takeaway is, well, there's no magic bullet, is there? It boils down to commitment, choosing something viable, consistent effort, really understanding your audience, showing your value, building trust, and crucially, putting money back in to grow.
Absolutely. It's strategic, it's persistent work.
So for everyone listening, what's the one thing from this framework that really stands out to you? What's the key insight you can maybe apply to your own goals for earning online? Something to think about. And hey, if you found this deep dive helpful and you want more analysis like this to help you make money smarter, definitely hit that subscribe button for Smart Income Masters. We'll catch you on the next one.